Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing stages 51 to 56 of the Fanhome release of build the Max Verstappen RB19 Red Bull F1 racing car. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? I will show you what we're actually doing today, but before we even jump into it, if you remember, we had the matter last week of, last pack, shall I say, of stage 46 that we didn't have. I've got it now, so we'll be able to finish that. So let's quickly do that now. You'll also be pleased to know there's no missing parts or anything this month. So the last 2 months we've had some things missing. This month we haven't. We're all good to go, and we've even got the stuff that was missing. So it's just these two arms here that we're going to be putting into this section that we had created. They're going to be going into this end here, so hopefully I can still get to them. So we are about to find that out now. Let's get these open. You have to let me know what you think of this camera. I've changed the angle of this camera here. Just having like a sweeping sideways shot. I like that. But get all these parts out. So obviously we wouldn't have this detail in here because I just went ahead and could put this together even though we hadn't put these in. But I think I am going to be able to put these little bits in. We're about to find that out now. And what we're going to do is take this small section first. This is metal. Put this through here. So that's fitting in the little gap that we've got just there, and I'm holding it in with the B screws. So theoretically I should be able to get that in through the top here, and that's in perfectly like that. And then I've got this one just going in at the bottom, and again lining that up with a B screw. Get that in nice and tight. Now I'm just going to check that that's looking like the picture. And yep, that lines up. It looks exactly like the picture, and that's all there is to do in that stage. So I am glad that I went ahead and just did it without letting that piece hold me up. So that looks pretty cool. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I've put a link in the video description. You also got the QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so stage 51. Here we go. I've got a funny feeling we're going to be doing the other side, but we will see. As you see, we've got a rim to do, and we're going to be putting just these pieces next to, we're still working on this by the look of it. So here you go, this is stage 51 here, which I'm guessing means stage 52. We're probably doing another wheel. Let's get this out. Solid piece of metal this is. And all we're going to be doing on this is taking out this part of the disc, taking the adhesive off the base here, and then sticking this onto this side here. So we've got actually some texture now to that disc. And with those two parts, that's all there is to do in that stage. So I think we know now that stage 52 is going to be the wheel. Do I have to soak this in water? I really can't remember. But we have got the wheel here, and we're just going to be putting the rim inside the wheel, and that's all we're doing. So I can't remember if we soaked it. So let's open this up. Obviously, compared to the front wheels, these are really chunky. And I'm going to leave this in the bag. We don't actually use this little left wheel axle at the moment. But this is what this looks like. This is really rigid. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in here. I do think I'm going to have to soak this. Now, I want this side with the red colouring to be on the same side as all the writing there. But yeah, there's no way I'm getting this in here. I'm going to put this in some boiling water.
A few moments later.
So I've just made a beeline to get some hot water here. I'm actually going to put this on the back of the magazine so I don't destroy my work surface, and put the tyre in there. Keep calling that a wheel. It's not a wheel until it's all together. So what that's going to do, once I just pat this and get all the water out of this, is make this a lot more manipulatable, malleable. That's the word I'm looking at. Me and my words. So see, that just pushes straight in there now. Now what I want to do is ensure that the rim is in all the way, so it's coming out the other side here, which if you fold your finger around there you go. So that side's in pretty flush in there by the look of it. And then what I've done on one side, I need to ensure that that's done on the other side here as well. So I'm pushing that up so that this rim here is tight against the wheel. or the tyre. I keep calling wheels tyres. Okay, so that's flush on that side there now, and almost flush on this side. Just getting that into position here. Yep, I think that's good. And that is now flush on both sides. Perfect. Now what will happen is this will actually firm up again now, and it will actually expand, and any little gaps or anything we've got around the side there will get filled up, but that's looking pretty good. That's all there is to do in that stage. So stage 53 is the magazine, and we have got the rear left wheel. We're going to be putting these two parts together, then we get to mount the wheel that we've just created and put the hub over the top. So that's how it's looking. So get this open. Big chunky parts, not much to do though. Okay, this can only go on one way, probably best on the top camera here. This is actually going to be going over the top like this here. So that's how it's looking from that side. I'm securing this down with the A screws, just into the holes here. So one there and one on the other side. I'm going to be putting this over the top of this section here. So that's looking like that now, and then we get to attach this to what we created here. So this is just a case of putting this on here like that, so we can see it's coming out of that side there. And if you remember, in stage 50 we had this nut here as well. So let's just get this in, put this over the top here so it's sitting in just like that. Then I get to screw this into place. It's an ingenious way to mount a wheel, and that is perfect. As you can see, that's in solidly. That's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 54, are we going to be starting the other side now? Because we know that's coming. Let's have a look. And yes, we are. There we go. There's the parts just there to make the first suspension arm. Like that. So I do think the last three stages, that's pretty much what we're going to do. So first thing I want to do, having this way round, I've got a bracket here that I'm going to be putting into place. It's looking like that. That's just going to be going over the top of this section, so it's sitting in just like that. It can only sit in one way, because if you try and put it in the other way, it's not going to fit flush. Holding that in with A screws, just through here, one A screw actually. And then just like last time, I've got the first suspension arm, which are metal, these are going to be going in here. Again, if you can't put it in wrong, because if I try to put this in the other way, let me just show you what happens. It doesn't line the hole up and it won't sit flat. So if I put it in that way, it's going to fit lovely and flush. I'm holding that in. I'm not holding that in with anything at the moment. They just want me to put the next piece in, which is going to go in this way. And that's going to go into the slot next to it just there. And then this is why we've got these Q screws here, because they want us to put these in at the same time. So one this side, and then one this side. So just to be ensuring that you've got it in the right way, look at the way that that is there. That is all there is to do in that stage. So stage 55, here's the magazine. And you see more of the rear right suspension here, and putting it together like that, making the hub. And we'll get all of this open. So first thing I'm going to want to do is just put this mount into place, which is actually just going to be going onto this section here. Again, this can only fit in one way because it has got an indent on here, but it's held in from the other side with I screws. So one there and one just here. Then I'm just going to be putting the center of this hub into place. So that's in like that. And then this whole thing here is going to get mounted onto what we've just created. So what I want to do is line this up at the back here. So that's sitting in like that, but it's being held in from this side with B screws. So let's get these in. One here and one on this side. And then finally, once we're happy that that's locked into place, I want to open these A screws because I'm actually going to secure this onto what we've just created. So the two holes here are going to line up with the holes just there. And I'll secure that in with these A screws into the positions here. So one there and one just down the bottom here. And there we go. Once that's in, that's all there is to do in that stage. So last stage of this pack is stage 56. Here's the instructions. And then once again, just the two parts that we were missing before, which we get to actually put in now. So 56 was the same as the parts that were in 46. So to that end, I'm going to need this piece here first, which is going to be going in here like that. And I've got a B screw, which is going to be held in through the top. Just had to magnetise my screwdriver then. Lost a little bit of the magnetism. And then this one, once again, is going to go in this way here. Again, if you look on the camera, the top camera, that's this way round. Just put this in from this side. And there you go. Once that's done, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So it's all been about these rear wheels and suspensions. But it also means that we are now caught up with no missing parts at all. Looking pretty cool, huh? Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link down here and there's a link in the video description. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.